Last month, 220,000 illegal immigrants apprehended at the U.S.-Mexico border. 2021, after President Biden was sworn into office, 1.9 million apprehensions, currently on pace for 2 million this year. President Biden tasked the vice president with addressing the crisis at the southern border. President is talking about removing Article 42 because apparently COVID is behind us, although since you started testifying this morning, there's been news reports that Senator Wyden, Senator Murphy from this committee, and the vice president are all right now with COVID. So, you know, during the vice president's visit to Guatemala last year, Vice President Kamala Harris sent a message to illegal immigrants attempting to enter the United States. She said, "I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making this dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come, do not come." She went on to say, "I believe if you come to the border, you will be turned back." Well, do you agree with those statements by the vice president that if you come, you will be turned back?
I would agree. If people come to the border and can't show a legal basis for coming into the United States under asylum or other rules, they will be removed. That is the policy. And let me just say, when it comes to Title 42, as you know, Senator, this is a CDC authority. It's not immigration policy. So the CDC will make its judgment. They made a judgment to terminate the Title 42 next month. But if that happens, as I said, what will happen as a practical matter, if people come to the border and try to get in without the necessary legal basis to do so, they will be sent away.
Well, and that's not happening, and it's not going to happen. And that's how you go from more illegal immigrants coming into the country in the first 14 months of President Biden in office than over the previous 4 years with President Trump in the White House. And now we're at a point where we're facing a crisis that the administration appears to be sending a different message with this revoking Title 42. I think it's an important border control tool. It is a critical border control tool, as you mentioned, as a public health to protect the public. It's going to result, what we're going to see, I think, is a massive surge. The head of Homeland Security from this administration said they're not prepared. The head of Homeland Security from President Obama's term said we're not prepared to handle what's coming this way. So Elizabeth Warren explained on CNN this weekend, and Mr. Chairman, this will be my final question. She said the Biden administration is putting plans in place to deal with people who are asking for amnesty and relief at the border. So would you please describe the plans that the Biden administration is putting in place, that Senator Warren alluded to deal with this surge of migrants attempting to enter our country illegally?
Senator, I would refer you to DHS, which is responsible for the border and for those plans. The focus that I'm bringing to this is making sure that, to the best of our ability, we are getting countries throughout our hemisphere where we have an unprecedented situation. We have not only migrants from the Northern Triangle, we have, as you know, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Haiti, Cuba, and then other countries that have had populations from some of these countries who are also seeing them move north. And what's vital from the perspective of the State Department is to build a sense of shared responsibility for dealing with this. That's exactly what we've been doing. I just got back from Panama, where we had the foreign ministers of virtually all of the concerned countries in place to take practical steps to deal with this. For example, we have bilateral arrangements now with Costa Rica and Panama, and we're working on more, where countries will take steps, for example, to put in place transit visas so that people can't go through their countries to try to come to the United States, to do repatriations themselves, to treat people humanely, to apply protections, to grant asylum themselves, as opposed to having people come to the United States to seek it. All of these things are practical steps that we are working on and putting into effect as the State Department to help deal with what is an unprecedented situation. In addition, there's going to be a Summit of the Americas, as I mentioned earlier, led by President Biden in a couple of months, where this will be a major topic of issue. But look, I would again refer you to DHS. We obviously have, over many years, challenges in effectively, humanely, and efficiently processing those who come to our country and make claims of asylum. We need more resources to do that effectively, efficiently, so that their cases can be adjudicated very quickly. And if they do not have a legal basis for being here, they're returned.